What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I want to talk about a comment, and I get this comment pretty much every video that I put out. I'll get a few people in the comments that will be asking about a forced stimulus check. When is a forced stimulus check coming? And I always tell them the same thing. It's not on the table. Congress isn't talking about it. The president isn't talking about it. So it's highly unlikely that we're going to see a forced stimulus check. And so a lot of times people get upset with that. No, this is not true. I heard that there's going to be a forced stimulus check. And so in this video, we're going to take a look at inflation, and we're going to also take a look at stimulus, okay? Stimulus checks, and why it's probably not a good idea right now to issue out more stimulus checks, because that could have the reverse effect, okay? And it probably would have the reverse effect, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money and the financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so let's get right over to my illustration here. Now, bear with me. I like doing these illustrations because I can kind of make them a little fun. And so that's what I did with this illustration here. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about inflation. Okay, so we know right now inflation is from year to year, inflation's at 8.6%. Okay, and it's continuing to rise. So this is not good. This means that when you go to the grocery store, things cost more. When you go to the gas pump, it costs more. As far as rent costs more. To buy a house, it costs more. So everything is through the roof right now. So let's talk about, I want to talk about stimulus checks, because like I said, I have people in the comments saying we need a forced stimulus check. If we only had a forced stimulus check, everything would be okay. And that's not really going to help at this point. Okay. And I'm going to show you why this would have that reverse effect. And if it has a reverse effect, even if we were issued out stimulus checks, it would be bad for all of us, okay? And it might continue to be bad for years to come. So let's talk about this. So let's talk about stimulus checks. So if we were to get a stimulus check, it's going to have to go through the House and the Senate, okay? So they're going to have to approve it. Right now, you don't have 50 votes in the Senate, okay? You don't have 50 Democrats that are on board for a forced stimulus check. You have a couple of senators that have already voiced their opinion, saying that they're not for a forced stimulus check. And you probably have some other Democrats. I'm talking about Democrats right now, because Republicans have pretty much anything that Democrats want, Republicans don't want. Okay, so we could rest assured that if it was a forced stimulus check and they were talking about it, you're going to have 50 Republicans that are going to say, no, we're not for that. Okay, that's just the makeup right now of the Senate. And everything has to go through both the House and the Senate. So we like to focus on the Senate because the Senate is a harder hurdle to jump. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that it was able to get done. So the Senate, they went ahead and they voted on it, they passed it, and then it went to the House. The House voted on it and they passed it, and then they sent it to the president, and the president said, okay, let me sign off on this. The IRS sends out the stimulus checks, okay? And let's say it's an amount of $1,400, okay? And look at my nice little illustration of me there. So now let's move past this. So $1,400 is what I have. Now, everyone gets stimulus checks, or at least the same people that got stimulus checks last time get stimulus checks this time. So let's work through this. So now we know this is a store. Let's say I have $1,400. So I'm going to buy essentials. I'm not going to go buy big screen TVs and buy different things like that. I'm going to buy the things that I need. Okay, so I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to purchase a bunch of groceries, but eggs is one thing I'm going to purchase. So we're going to focus on eggs. So right now, the national average for a dozen eggs is $2.05. Okay, so that's the national average right now. I have $1,400, so I have a little bit of extra money. And everybody has a little bit of extra money because they all got this $1,400 stimulus check. So there are a lot of people that are going to the store right now and they're buying eggs, right? Now, we had an issue with eggs just recently where they had the bird flu, and so there was a shortage of eggs, and so the price of eggs went up. So that was already, not counting what's going on with inflation and everything else. There was a shortage. So because there was a shortage, that drove prices up. So $2.05. You have a lot of people going to the grocery store and they're all buying eggs because they have a little bit of extra money. And $2.05 is, hey, that I can afford that now because I have that little extra money. So by everyone going to the store and buying eggs, the cost of eggs will go up. And the reason why is, just like I said, when it comes to the bird flu, when it comes to the shortage, that was already driving prices up. Now, if you have more of a demand because people have extra money and they're going and buying these eggs, the price of eggs will go up. And let's just say it goes up 45 cents. So now it goes up to $2.50. So that's what we're looking at now. It's $2.50 for eggs. So that is what we're looking at. Now, what will happen once this money runs out? Once this $1,400 runs out, eggs are at $2.50. They might drop a little bit, but they're not going to drop drastically. So now we've gone from before the stimulus check came out, the average price was $2.05. And now we've pushed that price up because we have the money to spend. We pushed that price up to $2.50. Okay. Same thing with gas. If you look at gas, let's say you have $1,400 and now you're thinking, okay, you know what? It's the summer. I want to go on some trips. And now I have a little bit extra money. So that means that I can purchase more gas and I can drive to Vegas or drive all over the U.S. And so national average for gas right now, $4.95. If everyone is going to the gas station and purchasing gas, and when it comes to gas and shortage, right now we know that they're not drilling the way that they were drilling before. And a lot of that had to do with the pandemic, and now they're trying to get back on their feet. And so if you have the demand there and you have a limited supply, then guess what? The price is going to go up. And so let's just say it goes up to $5.25. Okay, and I'm just making these numbers up. But let's say it goes up a little because now you have that extra money. You have that extra $1,400. You're spending some of that on gas. You're traveling. Some people might not be driving, but they're actually purchasing trips and they're flying to different places, or they're using taxis or Uber or what have you, right? So the gas prices go up. Now, once they go up, they might come down a little bit, but when you run out of this stimulus money, it might drop just slightly. And so now we have a new high of $5.25 or $5.20 or $5.15. And so we're pushing the price up. Same thing in the housing market. Okay, and we'll talk about rent on this one. So let's say you have $1,400, you have a little bit of extra money, and there's some people that might look at this and say, you know what, I want to go rent a new apartment, or you're already in an apartment and the stimulus checks came. And so now your landlord's thinking, okay, you know what? I can raise the rent now because people have a little bit of extra money. So it goes from $1,326, and this is the national average for, I believe this is a 1-bedroom. So let's say it goes up to $1,400. Okay. So now you have a new high at $1,400. People have a little bit of extra money in their pocket. And once that stimulus money runs out, you very rarely see rental prices drop, right? The price to rent. So usually once it hits whatever milestone it hits, if it hits $1,400 and it's going to stay at $1,400, it's usually not going to drop. And so you can see just in this illustration here that a $1,400 stimulus check right now during a time where we have inflation is probably not going to be a good idea, because it will drive prices up, because everyone that receives these stimulus checks, they're going to be going. And if you're in that situation where you haven't paid rent in a very, very long time because you didn't have the money and now you have a little extra money, of course you're going to pay your rent. And if you're paying your rent, that might drive prices of rent up. If you're going and you decide, I have an extra $1,400, now I can go on this trip that I wanted to go on. I haven't been on a trip in 2 years because of the pandemic. And now you can drive the price of gasoline up. Same thing with eggs, like I said, and when I say eggs, I just mean anything at the grocery store. And you need to buy those essential items at the grocery store. It's the same situation. You drive the price up because you have a little bit of extra money. And so that's what it is when it comes to a forced stimulus check. Now, I know this is not the popular thing to say, that if you receive a stimulus check, that it would actually hurt more than it would help. But in the long run, it would hurt. And I just showed you the illustration of here how it would hurt. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. And I've been saying it's for a very long time. Politicians aren't talking about a stimulus check. And that's the main reason why they're not talking about it, because inflation's at all-time highs. Now, what could happen is right now we know the Federal Reserve is trying to cool off our economy, because our economy right now is red hot. Okay. We had stimulus, and I'm not just talking about stimulus checks, but we had a lot of stimulus in the last couple of years. And that stimulus is what got us to the point where now our economy is on fire. Okay. It's doing really well. And that's why inflation is going up. People and businesses still have money and they're spending it. So that's why the Federal Reserve is trying to cool off the economy. But what could happen is the Federal Reserve could cool off the economy too much, and businesses will have a hard time selling their products because the market cooled off. And so we could see a situation where we're in a recession. And then guess what? If we're in a recession, what is Congress going to need to do? They're going to need to stimulate the economy again. And so that could be, and we're talking, this could be 2-3 years down the road, but it could be a situation where if we fall into a recession and we can't get out of the recession, then that's when they can start talking about, okay, we need to stimulate the economy again. So it's a balancing act. Okay, that's what they're going to be doing. But right now, in the foreseeable future, fourth stimulus check, not on the table. They're not talking about it. And hopefully this illustration will show you why they're not talking about it. If you guys have any questions, please post it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.